It is said that we know more about outer space than we do about our own ocean. Why? How hard can it be? If video games are anything to go off of, the answer is clear. Being underwater is awful. Everything is hard. You can't breathe, you can't move, and everything hates you. It was only within the last 20 years we could even touch it without dying immediately. You'd be hard-pressed to find any fan base as passionate and divisive as gamers. From console wars to HD remakes and pay-to-win to Activision, the list of world-ending controversies runs the length of your arm. But even with that, the one thing we all agree on is that nothing is worse than the water temple.
Yes!
So it may surprise you then that water levels are also responsible for some of the most memorable and innovative elements in gaming history, especially in the world of sound. When it comes to music, we all know the classics. With the likes of Donkey Kong Country and Mario 64 showcasing just how good the soundtrack to your frantic clawing death can be, the more subtle changes found in games like Banjo-Kazooie and Celeste add an extra layer of immersion into the watery depths of audio manipulation. But what about sound design itself? One of the most difficult components of sound design is finding the balance between realism and entertainment. If you've ever fired a gun or blown up a car, you probably found the real version of the sound rather underwhelming compared to what you're used to hearing in games. Being underwater is no exception, and to shed some light on exactly why this is, we'll look first to the science of what happens to sound in water in the real-life version of games, real life.
I'm getting 75 frames.
We know that sound is created by pressure waves traveling through a medium, most common to us is air, and our ears have evolved as necessary.
Honey, I'm home!
So what changes when you go underwater? Firstly, due to water being so much denser than air, the sound travels through it over 4 times faster, since the molecules have less space between them than they do in the air. This is also why sound can travel so much further underwater, because less energy is lost in the spaces between the molecules. If you were to put your head underwater, for example, you might notice that the sounds are louder than they would be if you were in the air. And that if you were above the water, the underwater sounds would be almost non-existent. And that is because of the way that the sound reflects back down off the surface of the water into the water and resonates around it. Secondly, our brains use the difference in volume and timing between each ear to detect distance and direction. Underwater, sound skips over our ears entirely since so much of our bodies are composed of water and simply travels through the tissue as if it wasn't there, stopping only as it bangs into the hard, dense surface of our precious skull bones. If we were to portray underwater sounds in games as they exist in real life, not only would it be incredibly limiting to how unique and specific different sounds need to be, it would also completely eliminate directionality. To demonstrate this, I redesigned the sounds in this clip from Subnautica to more closely resemble how it might sound in real life, compared to how it actually sounds in the game. You'll notice, not only is the satisfyingly rewarding sounds of breaking the rocks open now a simple clicky thud, but the all-important to avoid being eaten directionality of the creature sounds have become confusingly centralized. And these are just 2 basic components of the complex and varied soundscape, the whole of which would suffer a similar fate using this approach. Water levels may forever be the bane of our gaming existence, but hopefully the next time you have a panic attack at the fading salvation of 2 hours of unsaved gameplay, you can at least enjoy the sounds of drowning like you never have before. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to hang out with me and Ryan and the rest of the internet's #1 most supportive sound design community, click the Discord link in the description below. We have over 700 members now, as well as our weekly gaming stream, game audio training series info, monthly competitions, weekly streams of our live podcast in Discord, and much more. I hope to see you there.